Alright, hello everyone and welcome back to my Fallout 4 Mod Spotlight series, where today we are having a look at yet another wonderful mod, this time in the form of BanCo, or Bank of Commonwealth, which is being made by user GHZFBA, and what this glorious little piece of work looks to add into the game is, well, banking, which who would have thought that adding banking into this video game would be fun, but it is. I love this mod so much, as it gives you a whole lot of new options of what to do with your caps in Fallout 4. You can open up a savings account and earn interest on it. You can take out a loan and have to pay interest on that. You can get your pre-war money evaluated to potentially make more cash than if you would have sold it at a vendor normally, and if you're feeling particularly evil one day, you can even rob the bank. And that, all put together, just makes me smile. So, how do you use this mod? Well, thankfully, it's pretty simple. All you need to do is, once you have it installed, go into the workshop mode and find the stores category, where we have a new store called Bank. And in here we have 3 new subcategories for workstation, safes, and signs. Now we'll start with the workstations because this is actually how you build your bank. And in here you have 3 options, either stands, chairs, or no furniture. Now the stands will work basically just like any other shop in the game. You will build one of these stands, like this Cooperative Bank of Commonwealth one right here, assign a settler to it, and it will produce happiness, make your settlement more rich, and of course will produce income based on the total population, all of which are good things. Now this is basically just a bog standard store stall, just like any other you have in the game, and so, you know, if you just want a quick bank, this is a great option. But if you want to spend a bit more time customizing your bank, you have other options. For instance, you can build another bank workstation right here, which is just a counter, and an alternative one here, which is again just a counter. Now these work exactly the same as this one. You build it, you put a settler on it, they will stand behind this counter and serve as a bank manager. It's just a different style that you can go with. Rather than the stand, you can go with one of these and then build around it your own custom bank. Now, that same thing can be said of the chairs. These chairs inside here all function as actual banks. It's just that rather than your settler standing at these locations, they will be sitting in a nice office chair to serve as their bank position. And then again, you just build around it with different design options to customize your own personal bank. And that's just cool, but it's still the exact same as if you built one of the workstations from the first category over here. And it's the same deal with the no furniture one. In the no furniture, you get a placemat which you can stand or put onto the floor, which this one is for standing, so the person you put on here will stand to be a banker, and this person will sit to be a banker at a nearby chair. It's just however you want to build your bank, you have a multitude of options, which is quite cool. So you can use all the other decorative items in your workshop mode to build the bank of your dreams. Now the next one we have is safes, and this is very useful items here. We have a basic on-the-floor safe, a wall safe, and an in-the-floor safe. And what these will do is when built, they will increase the amount of cash on hand that your bank has, which is useful, of course, for you taking advantage of banking, services, and also very useful if you're wanting to rob them, as, they'll have more cash for you to steal, and that's just wonderful. Now the last category we have is signs, and these are just purely decorative items, just to show off that, hey, there's a Cooperative Bank of Commonwealth right there, or over there. Or, of course, a nice wall sign, alternative wall signs, a big bank thing, and then a nice post you can put to the ground to actually then put these various signs on too. Works quite nicely. So after you have your bank designed and built in your settlement, well, then you'll have something like this, my crappy little bank I built, with some signs to tell you that yes, we have a bank here in Sanctuary, and of course we've already assigned a settler to it who is now called Banker. And all we need to do to get started is talk to them. And we have 2 options, of course. 1, robbery. Now this, of course, if we do it, we will steal both caps as well as pre-war money from the bank. And then our entire settlement will want us dead. So let's not do robbery right now. Let's just open an account, and you'll see here how much it's going to cost for us to open that account. Now we're going to open this account with 200 caps, and then there's fees, etc. for opening the account. So our savings account should only get about 100 caps from it. And I'm actually surprised even that it's at 200 caps, because we actually have a customer rating, which I'm pretty sure is determined on by how much money you have, so perhaps that's why, because I have a lot of cash in my inventory. But normally, if you have no customer rating with the bank, you would need 1,000 caps to actually open your account, but we're apparently lucky and only need 200.
Sign me up.
So there we go, we will open an account, and we get our first UI bit, and this is one of my favorite features of this mod. Now, if you've been building, settlements for any period of time in this game, you know that the shops are wonderful, wonderful things, as they will make money for you, and that money typically gets deposited into the workshop menu, or the workshop mode rather, for inventory, and you just have to go and collect that caps, and then you're good to go. Now with this option, rather than you manually gathering those caps from the workshop, you can set it so that they're automatically deposited into your bank account, which I love, because then it immediately goes into your bank account and it starts earning interest for you, so you make more money in the end, and who doesn't want that? It's just a fun, handy, nifty little feature I like. So your shops will automatically put their money into your bank account rather than your workshop. So let's select yes to allow that. You'll notice we're getting some things up here. Our customer rating is apparently 55%. That's very nice. We have selected the auto transfer option. Oh, and actually 50 caps has already been deposited from Sanctuary Hills, so our stores are already making us some money. So now that we are a member of the bank, we have a couple of options here, the first of which being pre-war money, the next being our account, and then finally the close the account if we so desire. Now we'll talk more about pre-war money momentarily, but let's do my account first.
Check my caps. Of course.
As well, of course, the basic feature of any bank is depositing and withdrawal. So once you select the account option back there, you just go to deposit and withdraw money.
Sure thing.
And we get this pop-up. Now, this is for withdrawals. If you take any money out of the bank, they will charge you a 1% fee of the sum of money that you take out. So it is a transaction fee, which kind of sucks, but putting money in, you're good to go. So let's just go right on in, and it works just like any normal bank or any normal store transaction. We just select how much we want to put in there, accept, excellent, and we're going to put in 1,800 caps roughly, and then all you need to do is tab out. You'll notice there's no accept down here because it's an inventory transaction. It's as if you were trading with a person. And so you just tab out, and there we go. Our money has been added to our bank account. Now, you may be wondering, how do we know that it was actually added in? Now, we could, of course, go back into here and deposit and withdrawal, or we can go into our bank details. And there we go. This is our information of our accounts. We have our username, our ID, our customer rating, how long we've been a member of the bank, if we are auto-transferring in our workshop money, which is always good. And then down here we have, back to the other options, we have our savings statement, which if we click that, shows you there is our current balance, 1,893 caps, which will be earning 1.5% interest compounded every 24 hours, and that is a nice thing. Now, any transactions down here will also show any bank fees, earned interest, or any vendor income, which I really love this option. Just the ability to know how much my vendors are making me is a very wonderful thing. So it's good to have so we can see our money, see how we're making the money, or of course losing it with fees, and then go back. We then also have the ability to turn off that transferring of the store money into our account. But again, who would want that? Just transfer it in, and you're good to go. And the last one is our customer rating manager. Now this is why I was a little surprised that we actually started with as high of a customer rating as we do have at 55%. But basically, the more you use the bank, the more money you have, and the more money you put into the bank, the higher this rating will go. And so if you're normally starting a game with not a lot of cash on hand, you're probably going to be down here and you're going to need a minimum of 1,000 caps to open your bank account. Now we're a bit better off, so we only needed to open up an account with 200. Now at 50%, we can do pre-war valuation, which is fun, which is actually kind of a gamble, but we'll talk about in a little bit. We can also apply for a loan at 55%, which we can. We can renegotiate a loan at 65%, and then no other fun perks above that. But that is good. Now we can actually cheat the system a little bit and actually increase us to 65% right off the bat here, but let's not do that for now and just head back. And we'll actually do a loan first. So our other option in here in our account is, of course, to get a loan.
Some extra caps. Go ahead.
Now, we're going to get a big block of text here. Now, basically what this is telling you is how this whole thing works, and it's technically not so much a loan as it is pawning, as the button right here says. What you are going to do is you are going to hand over to the bank valuable items, and whether it be weapons, armor, raw materials, whatever it is, you're going to hand it over to the bank. They're going to give you a certain amount of money, and then you're going to have to pay that money back plus interest within a certain amount of time. If you don't, they're going to take the stuff you gave them. So that's basically how it all works. So let's pawn ourselves an item, and it goes into our inventory here, and we can say go over here and give them an assault rifle, which is only going to give us like 164 caps. Oh god. Oh, what the hell, we'll give them a broadsider and a cryo mine as well, and that's going to total roughly about 459 caps of item value. Here's the thing, though. They're not going to give us our actual item value. They're going to give us just under. So, of course, you're going to have to either hand over a lot of things or specific high-value item things. So the more expensive, the more it's worth. Like, say, a gun like this, it's a hell of a lot more than any of these guns, actually. All three of these things combined, my plasma gun is worth more than. And if I handed that over, it'd be more money. So the more money you're wanting, the either more items you're going to give them or the more high value items you're going to give them. But whenever you have over here in the pawned items, what you want to do, you simply tab out. Because unfortunately, as you can see, we have no agree or anything down here. We just tab out and we're greeted by this horrible bit of UI. Seriously, I have my resolution set to 1080p, and this is going outside of my screen. You'll notice here we have renegotiate as a button. There's another button below that, which is the accept terms, or actually I think that's what it says because I can't see the damn thing. But yes, this is the basic information about the transaction. So they're going to give us 70% of the item value. So for 459 caps worth of goods, we're going to get 321, and we have 2 days to repay that item, and at an interest rate of 2%. And that 2% interest will be, again, compounded every 24 hours. So right now, if we paid it back immediately, we'd be paying back 334 caps. So the 321 plus 13 caps worth of interest. Now we could try to renegotiate, but we actually don't have the customer rating to do that right now. And if we did, it would, go off of our charisma check, etc. So let's go down to the other option and just take it. And there we go. We have taken a loan. Now, if you want to pay it off, you just have to go into here and to pay off. And basically it works like a store. You'll want to put in the money that they owe, etc., and then you accept. But the thing is, this is actually kind of buggy at the moment. Sometimes it works for me, and sometimes it doesn't. I'm not entirely sure why, so I think this is just maybe a little bit buggy at the moment, but basically you go in here and it functions like a store. Once you have everything equaling effectively 0, you hit R to accept and you're good to go. You've paid back your loan. Now, if you don't have the money to pay back your loan, but you don't want to lose your stuff, you can ask for more time to repay, but you may or may not get it. So let's try and go for that.
Of course.
And there we go. We did a charisma check, but it lowered our customer rating. But now rather than 2, we have 3 days to pay it off. Now we could ask for more of an extension using our charisma, but again, it's going to lower our customer rating, and it's just all going to go poorly for us. Now, if we wanted to, we could also pawn additional items to get more money, but no, we just frankly want to pay that off. But let's go back for now, and that's basically how loans work. So now that we're back in this section, we now have, rather than take loan, we have my loan, and you go in there to check out this section that we were just in here, so you can, you know, deal with your loan, do whatever you need to.
Never mind. Okay.
Now, the last option that we have in here is the pre-war money evaluation. And this is very interesting. Now, of course, you could just take your pre-war money, go to any vendor in the game and sell it. You'd get typically between like 6 and 8 caps, something around there. But here's the thing. Why not get more money? The bank could potentially give you much more money. If we go into pre-war money, it will basically ask us to hand over our pre-war cash, which we'll give to them, and we'll give them not all of it, dear God, not all of it, because it takes a while. We'll just give them, say, 55 of our pre-war money. There we go. That's it. We'll give them 55 pre-war cash. And then what we're going to do is tab out. And then we get this. And this is why this could potentially earn us more money. Basically, we're gambling. If you just sold your pre-war money at a vendor, again, you'd get 5 to 6 or 8 caps, somewhere in there depending on your trading skills. But in here, it's actually going to roll a die for every one of the banknotes we've deposited, and it will determine whether it's a $1 bill, a $2, $10, $50, $100, etc. So basically, every roll will determine how much that particular banknote is worth. And so the higher money you get from it, the more caps you make in the end. And that is freaking awesome. And also why I only gave them 55. We could have given them the whole like 1600 or whatever I had, but it would take several minutes for it to do all the rolls. At 55, it should go pretty quickly. So let's just hit yes to continue. And wait for it. There we go. We have determined, the bank rather, has determined that our notes were worth 2,204 caps. Ha. So it'll show you the whole breakdown in here of what everything was worth. So like a £1 or a $1 note will be worth 0.05 of a cap, etc. going down the line, to the £50 note being 250 caps, £100 note being 5 caps, etc. And so you'll just valuate, and there we are. That is exactly how much that it did tell us. Now, I actually messed up. I thought that that number up at the top was our valuation, the 2,000 whatever. No, I was incorrect on that. I apologize. Just in my brain, that's what it clicked to. But no, our valuation is actually 462 off of those 55 caps. And we can see the breakdown here. We had 23 caps roughly of $1 bills, 49 caps of $2 bills, etc., down to 55 caps of $100 bills, totaling 462. So in the end, you can potentially make a lot more money than you would if you sold it at a vendor, but it's all kind of a gamble by the roll of the dice, and we just cash it in, and there we go. It has been added, and we now are 460 some odd caps richer, and that's how banking works in this game. So I love it. We have all these lovely options of, going into our bank account, depositing money, taking out an item for pawning, which again is still a little buggy. We can do the pre-war money evaluation, which I love. I actually did it beforehand with the full 1,600 amount, and oh my god, I made like 30,000 caps from all of that. It was great. But of course, it took like 5 minutes for it to process all of those bills, because again, it's having to roll for all of them. And of course, the final feature is robbery.
Hands up.
Let's click it.
Give me your caps.
Hands up, you fools. Holy crap, we took 10,633 caps and 72 pre-war money, and we've stolen from them. And you'll notice, now she hates me. And so does the rest of my settlement. So yes, that is going to be it for today, folks. You can take out money, you can, save some cash, pawn your items to get a loan, or, steal from the bank. Whatever you want to do. It's just all fun. So yeah, if you'd like to check this mod out for yourself, I definitely suggest you go and do it. You can take a look at the link in the description as always. And yeah, have some fun, do some banking, do some investing perhaps, and it'll be a glorious, glorious day. But that's going to be it for today, folks. I hope you all have enjoyed, and of course that you do come back for the next episode. But until that time, thank you for watching, and as always, have a good one. Now I gotta make a break for it with all my money. Later, folks.